I don't think it's a helpful thing. I think the best thing you could do is to leave.
No, I think
Jesus Christ, Nique, immediately.
But I would say
For the woman or the man?
For both.
Immediately?
Yeah, leave.
We're not going to work through this. We're not going to try to figure it
You
out.
can't fix somebody's trauma.
no, but I think if you have
That's not trauma. Everything
That
ain't
is-
trauma.
everything ain't trauma. But I think that if you have
it was a traumatic.
Okay,
probably a
traumatic and trauma are
experience
two different things.
for them. So
Yes.
now they put that on everybody. They have to want to change that.
Well, first of all, that means you're neglecting who I am. Because whatever happened to you in the past is stronger than what I'm presenting to you right now.
Exactly. So I need to move on to you go see that lady.
Welcome back to Relationship Status. It's your boy Yusuf in the building. And remember, you can find us on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, follow, and 5-star rate. And if you want to join the conversation, email us at RELSTAT podcast. Man, this is part 2 to the episode from Monday. Conversation was so great. We were talking about growth, growing with someone else. And it just got so deep, we had to keep going. So here's part 2.
But Nique,
So if you find, let's say you know that you're the cheatee. So if you
What
find
do you mean
some,
cheatee?
like if
Meaning
you-
like
you're
I'm the person he's cheating with?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm leaving.
Okay.
If you're cheating with me, that means you're not doing anything with me.
Okay.
Like we're not going nowhere. We're not out to eat. We're not.
so
doing
you would
anything.
limit that if you were the woman in that position?
If I was a woman that he was cheating with,
Not, let's say, not Nique, another girl.
yeah, I'm just saying.
That's your friend or somebody. Like, if she was cheating with a man, you would tell her not to do things with the man she's cheating with.
Yeah, no, don't get overly invested in him. This is just a quick, a little fun time.
But the thing about that is cheating isn't always sexual.
No, sometimes it's just
What?
conversation, texting.
Yes. but
Cheating isn't always sexual. It isn't
Is
always
that
a sexual
cheating?
thing.
I feel like it's cheating. Once you start having inappropriate conversations with somebody,
Well, what they're not, you said they're not inappropriate?
No, I didn't say
no,
they're
she
not
said it's not
inappropriate.
sexual.
I said
it's not
I said
physical.
all cheating isn't just
Sex.
sexual. Like some people are, let's say they're emotionally are deprived. They feel like they're emotionally deprived in their relationship. Then they go and they put those emotions out on and express them through conversations with other people. And they may not even be having sex, but they may be enjoying each other's company.
Are these two lesbians?
No, it's a guy and a woman.
my
I'm just
God.
saying those are things that do happen.
So you mean to tell me I'm a man in a relationship with a woman, and I'm gonna let another woman call me and just talk to me emotionally?
To talk to my emotions
It
on.
depends on the guy.
And the guy don't wanna have- and the guy doesn't wanna have anything physical with
I mean,
her?
of course he wants to have something
No,
physical.
you didn't say. You
Okay,
said.
I'm sorry.
Well, he might not want anything physical. She may just be there for, to clear his mind, like somebody he could talk to that he feels like understands him, lets him vent, doesn't.
And he's
throw it in
not
his
trying to have
face.
sex with her?
Yeah, there are men out there like
He
that.
should have smoked weed. He shouldn't do that.
Oh, do not do drugs.
That's not
Don't
going
do
to help
drugs.
you
We are
none.
not.
Well, listen, Nique. You didn't tell me you got another woman because your girl already like to talk. That's just women. You
But
gonna
some
get
women are
another
not
girl who
willing to
just want to
listen.
talk and you just want to tell her your stuff?
Yeah,
No,
because some
but I mean
women
by-
don't listen.
They just want to talk.
Nique, listen. ISO on me right here. Women don't listen. What are you talking about, Nique?
We do listen.
They listen to what you want to listen to. You don't listen to the main
No.
stuff. The point I was trying to
listen
make.
I listen to everything my man says. Like when he
Yeah.
wants to, and we have a little
Yeah.
system where he sits down. He be like, "Can I talk?"
Yeah.
I know to listen.
Yeah, and then you be like, "Oh, so you went to Chick-fil-A without me?" All this other stuff I told
ain't
you
your friend.
is the part. The other parts is what I'm talking about, not the
He be like,
Chick-fil-A.
"So at all of that, that's what you got out of that."
Okay.
So like after I left Chick-fil-A, this
You
and
didn't bring me
this.
that meat.
Nothing.
So you came all
Nothing.
the way over here after you left Chick-fil-A.
I-
and you didn't
Nique,
even
I
ask
just-
me if I was hungry.
I just
And he
can't.
comes
on.
crying too.
Go
I
on.
just can't imagine a man who wants to talk to a woman to talk to her.
Yeah,
I think there are people that feel neglected within their relationships that are just looking for the companionship of someone else.
But you do want to have sex with that person.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I
they
think
probably do, but for the moment, they're settling for just conversation.
And you can't have any conversation with another woman and think that it's not going to be seen as cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand that part.
Yeah, like
But
this,
I'm just talking about. I thought you were just merely talking to talk.
Oh, I think that it sometimes starts there.
Yeah, it
And then
starts
they-
as a
and then they
conversation.
grow.
What, like a week, 2 weeks?
It can start for a while.
What?
Yeah. Oh wow.
You crazy.
Listen. Back in my days,
Your girl can talk to you enough, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, I mean,
because you have to understand, some women get comfortable
Mm-hmm.
with I got them, and they don't feel like they have to do. And even men do that too. I got them. I don't have to do as much. And
now that's on the person, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
they like.
So why do you think people get complacent like that?
because that's not who they are. That was
Oh, they was lying.
They were that representative.
Okay, so you can't keep up the charade.
Yeah, they can't keep it up, and they just eventually like, well, I got you now. Oh, do you?
Well, I think it's also a comfortability, especially if the person is not expressing they're not expressing anything. Like they feel that the relationship is getting a little complacent and stale. And instead of speaking up as to what they want, they don't communicate that, hey, look, we're getting a little complacent here. Like we need to get back to the things we did. And so at this point, either the representative comes back and has to do something, or the relationship ends up dissolving. But I think without communicating that you feel like the relationship is hit a stalemate, what really can you do, so to speak,
And our
except let the
relationships
person,
do.
and accept that the person is just complacent and like, hey, she ain't going nowhere. So it doesn't
Why
matter
would
what
you
I
think
do.
somebody's not going anywhere?
Baby, don't ever think I'm not going nowhere.
You shouldn't. I think you should always handle your person like.
There was something you told me a couple years ago, CL, and I think it applies to relationships too. You should always be recruiting your own players.
Oh yeah, meaning your woman.
Meaning
yeah,
your woman.
yeah,
But you said it
yeah.
as far as basketball is concerned. But I think it regards to your relationship. You should always be recruiting your woman or your man, or whatever it is you choose.
Yeah.
You should always be trying to do that.
Yeah. Also, to that, I feel like when you have recruited someone, you can also outgrow them. And I think a lot of people have a hard time realizing that I outgrew this relationship. I outgrew this individual.
What's an example of outgrowing a relationship?
Um,
You don't want
They
Chick-fil-A
may-
no more? You want Ruth Chris? Like what's
no, that I mean that could be but I don't want to go out no more. And they're still, hitting the parties, the day parties,
Oh, okay,
the nightclubs.
okay.
And that's not like what I want to do anymore. Like I want to invest my money in something different, or I want to travel now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I don't really like to travel. So now y'all have different likes.
Yeah.
So
how-
it's time to reevaluate. Like, does this relationship
Still
serve me anymore?
So how do you think couples can avoid that, outgrowing each other?
I don't think there is an avoidance of that. Like, it just happens. Like, it's okay to happen. It's okay to outgrow someone. Like, it was good to have this experience with you. I grew from this. I learned from this, and now I need to move on.
Okay, but what happens?
And I
when you
think
get
that's a part of growth too.
It is. I think that I agree with you there. But what happens if the relationship, like something like, let's use your analogy of the club, but have a discussion on, hey, babe, we need to scale this back. And this way it's you're still servicing the relationship and trying to help that person to grow with you as well. So now we're not going out 5 days a week. We're not going out 5 days a week, but maybe we can go together on Friday or Saturday after work or whatever, finding the middle ground where they are to kind of help them grow and bring them along with you on your growth journey. If you find it necessary to still be with said person.
But that's where it goes into, you're trying to change somebody to fit your journey. Because if them going out 5 days a week does not necessarily hurt them financially or in any bad way, it's just something they like to do. Like, I don't want to step in the way of you doing something that you like to do. Like, yeah, you could scale back and say, okay, I'll go out 3 days a week instead of 5. But if that's something they like to do, like that's their hobby, that's their go-to, Like, I don't want to stand in the way of that. Like, go ahead, go out, get that out of your system. And when it gets old to you, because it eventually does for some, maybe we could revisit a relationship. And it's not saying like, oh, you're not on my level. No, we're just in two different places. And that's okay. And sometimes people never grow out of that. And I think a lot of people waste their time with trying to force change on people to fit their life by saying, hey, well, instead of you going out 5 days a week, let's scale back and you just go out 3.
Or maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's we don't go to the club or the bar. We go and do something else.
But what if he likes going to the bar or the club? You're taking that away from him to then fit what you like. Because if it's not a problem to him, it's just a problem to you. You're the relationship just not fitting you no more.
But I just feel like if he's in the position to care about this relationship and you've communicated with him, hey, sweetheart, I really don't enjoy the club anymore. And, I think that we need to talk about how much you go.
But it's okay to care about somebody still and not be with them. I think that's why a lot of people try to hold on and they end up in these relationships where they're not happy because no one understands that growing sometimes means parting.
That may be true, but I do think that also today there are more people bailing earlier on relationships than taking some time to grow within them or to have a little bit of...
Maybe they see that it's not going anywhere, and that's okay. Like, that's not a bad thing to bail on a relationship early to say, like, you know what, I'm not going to waste my time or your time.
I think that's okay in your 20s. I
think it's okay in your 30s.
I don't know.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay in any place in life where you see that you're trying to grow and you're trying to go to a certain place and that person's not there yet. It's okay. Like,
what about sitting down before you make a decision? Mm-hmm. Let's say the club is the issue. Mm-hmm. What about sitting down before you decide that I don't want to go to the club anymore? Mm-hmm. Is y'all have a discussion about it, and maybe y'all can mutually agree. But sometimes with women and men, they're already past the point of frustration when they want to have the discussion.
Oh, yeah.
And now could only be an argument.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and you've been mad for 6 months about him going to the club.
Yeah, it should be up front and when it's in real time.
Yeah, it's real time.
But
and that's the point I was trying to get across. The point I was trying to get across was just have the discussion in the moment in which you feel like there's the separation of the growth between the two of you.
But you're telling somebody to stop doing something they like.
I'm not telling them to stop.
Well, you shouldn't tell them to stop. I think you should have a conversation.
I didn't say stop.
But you're saying instead of going out 5, let's go out 3. And you're saying, or instead of going to the bar and the club, let's do something else. You're telling them to stop doing what they like to do in their time.
No, we're having a discussion.
If he's a man in a relationship, he's already stopped doing things he likes to do. So
now he feels
it's not a big of adjustment.
He said, no, he's going to get real defensive. Look, I stopped doing so and so and so and so.
I mean, you got to pick your poisons, but if you're going to be in a relationship with anybody, man or woman, there's going to be some compromise.
Some form.
Like my cousin always tries to say, oh, you got to pick your battles. Yeah, but you got to win them.
Yeah, you better pick one. You get some.
you gotta win the battles that you're picking.
You need to get you some wins.
So, like, and it's not saying that the relationship could be over forever. Like, sometimes people just need time to grow up, and sometimes that doesn't include you. Sometimes
so that relationship
you're
is
helping.
Over.
Yeah, sometimes you helping them to grow up is you leaving because they see what they're losing. They see how things are passing.
Can't you just talk before you shoot them?
Sometimes you can talk, and sometimes you can't talk to people. Like, I hate to give the whole illusion that you could just have a conversation and that's going to fix things.
No, but see,
sometimes
first of all, having a conversation means we need to start discussing. Then there's a negotiation, and then we can come up with a plan together. Or you can say, "Hey, I'm not going to stop going out. I respect your decision."
Yeah,
I'm just not going to be with someone who goes out all the time. So,
and that's okay. Cool. Yeah,
it sounds like to me you're making a decision for them. Saying, they're not going to stop. I'm asking them to stop. Yeah, you got to ask people to do stuff sometimes.
No, I'm not saying just drop them without a conversation. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is being okay.
Nique, you coming in with the drop though.
Like you kept saying,
like if you don't say yeah today, it's over, buddy.
Yeah,
And I guess because I'm just saying, like, leave it, drop it, it's because I want people to be okay with getting the F on. And I feel like that's a part that stunts people's growth when they're not able to know when to let go.
Okay, you said stunts their growth. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you stunt their growth when you leave them because they don't think they can change. Sometimes people don't know they can change. Like, you can stop doing this. You don't have to do this.
Some people you can talk to, you're blue in the face, and
it comes with actions. It ain't just talk. You gotta talk, and you gotta have a plan of action.
You also know your partner too.
No, I don't.
You should know your partner. You
don't.
should know what your partner is capable of. But again,
I don't know what no person's capable of. I can just see what's okay. Her face frowned up. We got a problem.
Yep,
now
we got a
let's
problem.
discuss and find out what the problem is.
And sometimes even when you're talking to somebody, how they're talking, their tone, like if they're.
But you don't know what's wrong. You just know something is wrong.
And you can ask, like, well, what's wrong? Is what I'm saying not like you're not liking like where we're at? And some people will be like,
let me tell you something. I know you've done a lot. We getting out of here after this. I know you did a lot. You've had some experiences I have never had. But you don't have enough experience with women. Not dating women.
I can agree.
It don't work. It don't work like that.
But I am a woman.
I know. That's the tricky part.
And I've experienced sitting down and telling somebody, okay,
but you
what
told
can
a
we do to
man
make
that.
it? Yeah.
Okay, see, I never told a man that. I don't know. I'm like, hey, bro.
But I will say this: women are more willing to make changes because a lot of times their end goal is marriage.
Yeah, but they're the ones
and they're
up.
willing, and they're the ones that will like. I will compromise my life to fit his. Like a lot.
But
of
you
women
don't think
will do
he's
that.
doing that either?
I think women do it more than men.
Maybe they do.
But like I do feel like it's easier to talk a woman out of doing something she wants to do. And I mean, I'm not talking about in a good way. Just take it away from. And
But
when
you
I
mean
say
like
not
go
in a
back
good
to
way,
school or something? Or
like say for instance, she's not out of her club era, and a man goes and talks to her like, "Hey, yeah, this club stuff that you keep doing, don't no man want that. Like, I don't want that. Like." And I'm not saying that's how a man would talk to her, or you would talk to her, you would talk to her. But that's kind of probably what she hears. Like, okay, my relationship is going to end if I'm steady at going out with these girls. Okay, I'm going to cut this. Now I'm not going out at all. Now I'm just sitting in the house. I'm a nice house girlfriend, housewife.
well, y'all can do stuff together. It's like an exchange.
And I only know how to do things with my boyfriend. And don't say y'all don't know women that only hang out with their husbands
Well, I
or
think
boyfriends.
that
I thought that's what you're supposed to do.
No, because you see, like, men have friends. Men will go out with their friends. And not all the time, but they do have
was
a
your
life.
friends really your friends before I came into the picture? They wasn't your friends. I don't even like you.
But like men are not so willing to just let go. If I say I don't like one of your friends because he makes me uncomfortable, you're just not going to bring him around me. You're not going to stop hanging out with him.
Of course.
okay. So my question,
But a woman, she'll drop her.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think my question to your issue on her changing and becoming a housewife and no friends and only doing things with my boyfriend is, how can couples grow together while still keeping their own identity? There has to be a way to do that.
Well, see, that's where you come into, like, I feel like boundaries. Things I'm just, like, not going to deal with, like, up front. Not down the line, not 4 or 5 years down the line.
But we're talking about through the growth of the relationship. So the relationship has grown.
Yeah, your boundaries are going to grow, too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So what is it that we're going to, how can people, like, stay, grow with together while continuing to keep their identities and their friends and stuff like that?
You gotta have to want goals for yourself and not just together.
True.
So if you have separate goals, you'll have a separate life, and not so much like a bad thing, like you're out cheating nothing, but like you'll have your own friends. You'll have communication with your own friends. Your friends are helping you with your growth and work and being social and all of that and networking, and you'll have that understanding in yourself. You're not just absorbed in a relationship. All you is a relationship. Anytime somebody sees you, you're in your relationship.
But what's wrong with that?
Outside of your relationship, because that can stump your growth. Like, if I'm out with my friends and they know me to be in a podcast because my friend's like, yeah, she's in a podcast, da 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 da. Now, that's networking for me. If I'm with my, if I'm with my boyfriend, I'm for one in a different scenery.
Why can't you still be in that?
And I very well could still be in a situation where my boyfriend says, yeah, she's in a podcast, da 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 da, and that's networking. But like, a lot of men don't want to do podcasts with women, or even want to interact with women. And if I'm around his friends, they don't really want to interact. I mean, I'm not gonna say mine.
But they're his friends. They're not your friends.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of women like when they go places as a couple is usually not where he wants to go, but doing things that like with his friends or his people.
No man wants to do that. The women want the men to have play dates. The men don't want the women there.
Yeah.
We want to go by
I'm
ourselves.
telling you, women do not like men having play dates.
If they arrange them, they don't want them to have their own.
Yeah, once you make your own plans.
Yeah.
Like even I find myself like, kind of, when you be like, yeah, I'm about to go to the bar with my brother.
Your brother who? This is his real brother? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And like, yeah, I'm going with. And as soon as he don't answer his phone, I'm like, oh, so y'all having lots of fun.
What, Nique, that doesn't mean he's having fun. That doesn't mean he didn't answer the phone.
I mean, yeah. And
so that's your
He could
thought.
just not, yeah. It could be he's just not around his phone, could have left his phone in the car.
Could have just not
It
noticed.
could have went dead. Yeah.
Could be the
anything.
big moment in the game when you call.
Or it may have been too loud and he didn't want to answer. It could have been a bunch of things. Or he just didn't feel like talking at the moment.
So when you're on the other end of the text or the call, what do you go to first? He's doing something he's supposed to do, or maybe he's just enjoying himself?
No, I just go to he's enjoying himself.
Good.
Yeah.
It's very mature. Some women don't do that.
Yeah,
No, they instantly go to, after the phone call was a text message, and then another text message, then another text message, then a phone call.
I mean, if somebody reached out to you 4 or 5 times, I understand you can
there's
be a
something
little
wrong.
frustrated.
It could be something wrong. But I'm not going to reach out 4 or 5 times. I'm going to text him
once,
one time. He sees my text. He opens my text. He understands that I text him. He will get back to me. If I call him, now that's a little tricky. If I call him and he doesn't answer or he doesn't like call me back in a long period of time, I'll text him, hey, I called you. Because I know he's going to get the text. I don't know if he got the call.
Okay, but you know the text went through.
Yeah, the text is going to go through at some point because he could not have service and the call never got through. Mm-hmm. But if I text.
When he get back to his service.
The phone's going to let them know, like, oh, okay, she texts me. Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
To me, it does.
Is that all that matters sometimes with women? If it makes sense to them?
Yeah.
No, I think the one biggest thing that matters to women is not looking stupid.
But I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that means.
And I don't either. But you hear it a lot.
I know what that means.
But you hear it a lot.
I know what that means.
What does it mean? I know what it.
It means
says.
don't embarrass me in front of people.
How do I know what embarrasses you? Like if I'm sleeping with you and your 2 friends. Yeah, that's wild.
Yes.
Not me, but a person. Anybody. That's beyond looking stupid. That is crazy.
Yes.
So what is looking stupid? Just being dumb?
Got me out here looking crazy. Yeah, that right there.
That would make you look crazy.
Yes.
So after you do look crazy, said crazy, what happens then?
You supposed to leave.
I mean, let's just say you didn't look crazy.
That's when you leave with no conversation. You got me out here looking stupid. You make sure that you're,
But what if it's...
That's why I say, like, make sure that, it's actually what it is before you just up and drop, because it could be a misunderstanding. It can not be what it looks like. Like, make sure you get a full understanding of it. Make sure you crush your T's and dot your I's. Mm-hmm. But if it's what it is, out.
Be out? Yeah. Don't even? Okay.
Yeah.
But what if it's like...
No.
What if there's a discrepancy about...
Please help me figure this out. What discrepancy?
Let's say there's a discrepancy.
Don't look at me. I'm looking at him. Let's say you're.
Let's say there's a discrepancy.
Because you're sleeping with somebody else. I'm trying to find it.
No. I'm not even talking about cheating.
Okay.
Let's say let's scale it back from cheating.
Okay.
Let's say
you
it's
jump
a
right
discrepancy.
into that.
No.
About cheating.
No. Just say it's a discrepancy between. Sometimes there's a discrepancy between how long we've been together. All right. No, sometimes there is that.
Because I don't even remember. I can't even tell you, was it been 2, 3?
Mm-hmm.
What if the thing is that's the discrepancy? Somebody asks you and the answer is different than your significant other's answer, and they're upset with you because the answer is different. And so you out here got me looking stupid.
Is it by years or is it by months? So you don't know if you go together?
No, they go together.
But
now,
you don't know how long.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's been 2 years.
And
Really?
to them, it's been
only
5.
been a year. But see, that's when somebody else, when somebody else is talking to somebody and they're explaining your relationship, that's when you be quiet.
Okay.
And then you talk to them afterwards, but you don't say that in front of people. Like, what? Like, you're like, do you hate me?
I do think it depends on who decided who was going with who. Because sometimes women go with you and you don't go with them.
That is true, but you don't say that in front of nobody.
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
We've been together for 2 years. I thought it was just a year.
I'm speaking from experience on this.
Yeah, like
you
don't say that you're supposed to keep quiet and you handle that when everybody leaves. Like that's when one of those things that you talk in private. Don't do that in front of people because now we don't even look like we really together.
Well, no, it wasn't nothing addressed in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably like a month later.
Well,
through a regular discussion, was like, I felt dumb when you answered that question. I said, what question did I? Mm-hmm. And went through the whole scenario.
But how'd you know they felt dumb?
I didn't. Okay. But that's the thing. You got me out here looking stupid. I done told people that we've been together this long, and you answered the question like this. I said, are we together? Yeah, we are. I said, okay, what does it matter?
Okay, now that
it does matter.
Yeah, that
okay,
now if I'm going around telling people by myself, I'm telling people, yeah, we've been together for 5 years, and you're like, oh no, we've only been together for 2.
I didn't say no. I didn't say, oh no. I was actually, it was
no. I'm talking about just regular conversation.
Yeah.
Like she's, and people ask, oh, we've been together for 5 years, da 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 da, and now y'all are somewhere together. And somebody, asks you, and you're like, "Oh, we've only been together for 2 years," and she's like,
Well,
and they just heard from her a couple of months ago that y'all were together for 5, so that could make her look stupid because now they don't take y'all relationship serious.
Okay.
So that's what she means by you made me look stupid because see now how, and I guess like men, y'all don't do this to y'all friends. For a woman, and I think some women don't realize they do it, when you don't deem my relationship respectable, you don't respect my relationship. No matter if it's like...
Okay, so...
You had a whistle.
I don't know.
He did bust out a whistle.
I got confused there. So you mean to tell me...
Like, yeah, and it gets uncomfortable. It gets uncomfortable because when I say something and I happy, like, oh, yeah, we're about to go to... Hawaii, I'm excited about that, and I'm telling my friends, it's kind of like, oh, anyway.
Isn't that because of the information you share with them?
No, it doesn't always have to be the information you
share. So where did they get the information from? They knew about him.
Did you get it from me?
No. When I told them we've been together for 5 years and I've been in this relationship for 5 years and somebody else asks you, and you're like, oh, yeah, we've been together
that makes
like
the whole relationship off?
Yeah, it throws it completely off. And you're like, oh, no, we've only been together for like 2.5 years.
What?
And somebody else hears it that I just told 5. Now it's like, she said 5. Oh, so she lying. So the relationship ain't what it seems.
Some, not your friends, but this women.
But that's how women, that's how women judge.
They're a rough group.
Yeah, it is. It's rough out here. But that's how women like judge other people. And I don't think we do it because I could say we because I feel like I have done it before. But that's how we measure how much we respect somebody's relationship.
Okay, so if you knew the guy prior to meeting her and he didn't have the best reputation, that automatically makes their relationship less than?
Now with that, okay.
Let's say he has a reputation.
Yeah, this is something I've noticed with women. And I actually experienced it. Y'all watched it in real time.
Mm-hmm. We did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not agreeing.
A man treated me good, but then started to dog me.
Oh, okay. I know where we're going.
Yeah. He started to dog the hell out of me. And we never really got into a relationship. We only dated. So when he got into the next situation, I already knew what he was about. Everybody else knew what he was about. Everybody seen it. Everybody witnessed it. Mm-hmm. And he went and got into a relationship with another woman, and she felt special. And he started to do things
But
with
she
her.
should feel special.
Listen. She started to feel, she should.
Yeah,
as
she should.
She felt special, but she felt more special than me. And she compared herself to being more special than I was, than other, not just me, other women that he had dealt with, because he had actually gotten into a relationship with her and posted it.
Okay.
So to her, it was like, oh, I'm the exception. He's not doing this with me. He's changed. He's a different person. When for forever, he's always had a reputation of being a dog.
But you knew that too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I'm not saying I wasn't stupid.
I'm just asking.
I wasn't saying I wasn't stupid.
Okay.
However, when I would tell my story, no one listened. No one paid it attention. No one cared that I'm saying, no, this person has not changed. This person is not, not who y'all believe he is. And he's still like,
Okay.
double down on it. Let me finish, because I'm almost finished. And like I tell people, wait to the end. So when he ends up doing the same thing to her, because he was in a relationship with her, and because people deem, oh, well, he did this with her and he didn't that, and that's a lot of what I would get. Well, he was doing this with her. Well, he moved her in. He did this with her. I couldn't talk about my experience. No one respected my experience with him because they didn't view it as he took me serious.
Okay. Now, is that the end?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm uncertain on how that's any of your business.
What do you mean, what's my business?
Like if the woman had dated somebody, no, if you had dated somebody and the guy wasn't the best guy and he goes on to somebody else.
Oh, yeah, that's not my business.
Yeah, so why is the comparison even happening?
Oh, I never compared myself.
Not you. I'm not even talking your situation. I'm just saying, why is it any of the business for either of them to compare each other against relationships? Because it's up to that other person to see if that person has really grown any or done anything.
But in the way that he does it, he has to degrade me. And that's how he goes into each, and that's even how he got it with me. So is that how you were
brought into the situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's what he does. I started to see that's his pattern. He has to degrade the last person that you know of. Not everybody. He just has to degrade the person that you know of. So that way it makes it sound like she's horrible. Like she's the most horrible person. She's crazy. She's this. She's that. I don't know if he makes up stories, but like he just has to badmouth her. And like, yeah, you're not like that. Yeah, you're different. You're easy to talk to. So now you feel special on a level that you didn't even realize, like, oh, I'm easy to talk to. I didn't even know that.
But can't both things be true?
It can be true.
Both things can be true.
It can be true, but it kind of puts into why he's this way with you. So it's like creating of, oh, this is why I've changed because you're like this. So
in retrospect, that person never has grown. He just switches people?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if when you look at it for like as women, a lot of times that's how we measure who we're going to respect. Like, are we going to respect her pain or are we going to respect her pain more? And like both
woman to woman?
Equally, we both experienced the same thing. It's just I experienced it dating him. She experienced it in a relationship with him a little bit more. And it's like, okay, well, you can hush now. But this one, yeah, oh yeah, I know you need to, yeah, I understand everything you're going through. I'm going to cry with you. And it's like, wow.
Okay.
Like, but that's how that is truly so. When a woman says you are out here making me look stupid, it's because when we are in an environment with a bunch of women, that's how they deemed us respectable, like how they're going to respect us, how they're going to talk to us, how they're going to listen to us. And if we don't feel heard or, a room where we feel like we can talk and express ourselves in a room of women, we don't want to be around them. And it kind of puts us in a place of secluding us from everybody else. So that you understand now why we say don't make us look stupid.
Okay, way to bring us back home. Yeah, I do see how it can make you look stupid. But isn't that always up to the woman to switch? They keep switching the goal line on what makes them
Keep
look
moving
stupid.
it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is it switching?
Because your man could be a bad dresser. That's making him look stupid. He could cheat on you.
That
That
makes
makes
him
him
could be-
stupid.
But see, him being a bad dresser can always be changed. It could be like, all right, like that's just his style. That's just who he is. And it's not a bad thing. You know, you like to wear this color with this color. You like to wear polka dots with stripes. Hey, that's up to you. That's what makes you comfortable. But when you are like, you know, y'all are not on the same page in a relationship.
But the only way to get on the same page is to have the discussion.
And he probably did have the discussion with her. I mean, I was like, I'm talking about Yusuf, but I mean, like, they probably, I don't know how long y'all were together.
I don't either.
See? Oh, so you didn't even care.
Why is that? That's the same thing.
That's
she
you and
said
me
then.
talking. I don't got nothing
That's
to
the
do with
same
me.
thing she said then.
Did you not
She's
care?
like, you don't even care.
Do you care?
Like, how do you not know
Didn't
how long
care.
y'all been? I mean, like, when y'all started to be together.
I think you need a reference point, but I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
that's
do.
all that important. No, I have more. I'm just not agreeing with you.
He said, you are not
No,
knowing
'cause
him.
I-
and
Because
it was you.
sometimes women get consumed by the time,
Because I said,
and I probably more consumed with the quality of.
Okay, yeah. That can make sense, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have a high quality relationship that lasts longer than just saying we've been together
Together
for
for
17
10
years.
yeah, because my statement to her is I have reference points, but to tell you how long, I said I can't
Did
tell
you
you
ask
how
her to
long.
go with you?
No,
No, they just end up going together. So how long did she, well,
I don't
How
know how
long
you
was
end
the
up
gap?
going with somebody.
how long was the gap that she said and you said?
somewhere around a year, maybe two years.
So she looked at
It
it.
sounds like you were the problem.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't the problem. I'm not.
She-
I'm not.
she-
I'm
So
not
you didn't talk
negating.
to her for 2 years?
No, I
No,
was
hold a
still
second. Listen to the question.
Uh-huh.
So was there a 2-year gap in your relationship?
From
At
the way
that
she
point-
starts. From the way she starts.
Was there a 2-year gap in your relationship? Talking or whatever y'all was doing. Was there 2 full years that y'all didn't talk?
No,
So somebody was doing something. Y'all was either talking.
no, we were
Or
talking. That's
dating.
what I'm saying. We were dating and talking throughout the time, but I was consistent. I was always saying we're not in a relationship. If she would ask me, I'd be like, "Well, this isn't a relationship."
So you made it clear that it wasn't a relationship and she stayed. Like she didn't tell you.
She said
did
she
tell
wanted.
you?
She said she wanted to stay.
Nique, I don't
No.
believe him.
She said,
Did she tell you she wanted to be in a relationship?
yeah, she did.
Then why did you keep telling her that it wasn't?
Because
y'all-
I wasn't ready to be in a relationship at the time.
So eventually you started
So what were you in?
a situationship.
Well, there you go.
So
You
y'all
need-
basically was together. Were you dealing with other people? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
The fact that he had to steer off and think about it, yeah. The long pause said it.
No.
Then what was the y'all was in it? Okay.
Well, let me tell you. Let's take this to a movie that Be Easy doesn't like. Love Jones. I recently watched Love Jones
Again?
again.
Okay.
It's one
I
of my
was in and
favorite
out.
movies.
I was asleep. I was doing stuff, but I was watching. I got the gist of it.
Okay.
I think that's the first time I saw a situationship on camera.
Really?
I think so.
Because that was a situationship.
Yeah,
They
that
weren't in a
was.
relationship.
I didn't know
It was.
that's what it was called then, but I would. So you were like that?
It's like that, yeah.
But their situation was a little different
Okay, tell me more.
to me. Like
I mean, they did date stuff.
Because it
They was
doesn't
around-
require
they was
that
around
type
friends.
of relationship doesn't require growth. It's the moment you
Yeah.
demand growth that now we have a problem, or a demand on what are we doing, or you're with me and I'm with you.
I think that situation
Because
was like I think they both wanted to be together, but no one ever said anything. So it started to be like mind games. Like, okay, well, let me say this.
Who was
and
playing the
see-
mind games? A woman?
Yes.
Okay.
I hate to
You
say
think
it.
she was playing the mind game?
Yes, because she started first. She started first with
When
I'm
she
going
left-
to see my ex.
No, not for she going to see my ex. She was like, remember she got the job. She got the job offer
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah, and she was going to stay with her ex.
And then women do the dumb test you thing.
Yeah, that's the test you to see if he cares.
I'm gonna see if he cares. I'll stay if you want me to stay. That's kind of her look. Like even when she went to the train station.
But why is that even appropriate for you to go stay with your ex to go look at a job?
Because she wanted to see if he would care, if this was just a sexual thing, or if he really had feelings for her.
Okay,
but he didn't even.
But if I'm the man, that makes it sound like to me you want to go stay with him.
No,
so
it
don't matter.
But she didn't tell him that's who she was gonna stay with. Before she left, she didn't tell him that. She just said that she had to go.
Watch it again.
Yeah, no, she didn't.
If I'm mistaken, I remember a scene where she tells him
specifically
that it's her ex.
Nah, watch it again because
I have to watch it again.
They talked about her going to New York and he was like, well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
That's appropriate. I think.
I get it.
Why would I hold you back?
And that's what he said. He said, we ain't in no relationship. He was like, you can go ahead and go.
I want to say, if I can remember clearly, that she made a statement of staying with her ex until she got on her feet or something of that sort. She never told him that she was going back to be like somewhat like in a relationship with her ex. And I don't even think that was her goal. But I want to say she did because I remember him having a conversation with his homeboy about it. He was like, yeah, I'm cool. Nah, I'm cool.
No, they was talking about the fact that she was leaving. Like, it wasn't about the fact that she was going to be with somebody. It was just the fact that she was leaving to take this job, and there was the possibility that she wouldn't be back.
Okay. I have to watch it again. But
yeah, that's what I was taking.
You watched it recently?
But he said he was in and
vaguely, but it's just like when women say, don't make me look stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she was around his friends.
Men kind of, wasn't she around his friends? No, he took her around her friends.
Yeah, he took her around his friends.
Okay.
Now she
one
made
of their
him
first
look
dates
stupid
was
because she ended up dating one of the other guys.
She dated her homeboy. Dated his homeboy when she came back.
Yeah. Like don't do that. That's crazy. That's wild.
She did date, and then he brought her to the friendship party.
Yeah.
Wood was wild for that though.
Yeah.
Wood was wild for that.
Very wild.
Who?
That was his name, Bill Bellamy's character.
Oh, okay. He brought her, not...
Yeah, he brought her. She said, where we going? Yeah, it's a surprise. And he took her to the party knowing that Darius was going to be there.
Okay.
Which was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild dating him anyway.
But that's the first situation
that I know on TV, at least from black people. Probably was in other movies.
But on screen.
About last night. Well, the original.
Yeah,
the original. I actually got to see the original.
Because Kevin Hart didn't do a good job in this.
I never saw the original. There's an original to About Last Night?
Yes, and it's on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think
that's on the list for today.
Yeah.
But it was nevertheless a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom, she was like, oh my God, they're remaking it. So I guess it was one of her good movies.
So that relationship couldn't grow.
Mm-mm.
Why?
Because no one really had a conversation. That's why.
So this comes down to
lack of communication.
A conversation fixes things.
Communication fixes a lot.
But, okay, going back, because I see you saying, going back to a conversation.
I'm just asking.
It's a callback.
A conversation can fix the direction of where things need to go.
Okay.
Not so much as fix it to make it stay together.
Well, that takes work daily.
Just a conversation to fix things, to see what y'all need to do and what's the next step. And sometimes the next step is peace.
Well, that seems to be your first step.
No, it's not.
Come out.
It's not.
It's not. What does that do? Protect you?
No.
I'm asking.
I believe leaving.
What does leaving do? Especially if you're just gonna think about the person.
And I think
because it's okay to leave. Like if a person
I have no problem with leaving. I'm a believer. I'll leave. Like I've been kicked out of places before.
If you're in a relationship that you know you don't want to change, you know you don't want to do the work.
But you might not know why you need to change.
But I mean, I'm saying like you might not need to change.
Everybody needs to change.
You might not need, like what I say is changes because everybody that asks you to change doesn't mean it in a good way. And you have to determine that.
So maybe you don't respect the man that's asking you to change? Or the woman that's asking you to change?
That could be it too. Because like Yusuf has said plenty of times, like if he doesn't respect you, he doesn't listen to you.
As far as a woman goes?
No, he said in general, right?
Yeah.
Which is a wild statement.
But I mean, like, that's how he is.
But that's
Well,
a choice.
but that's that like as a choice and some things, and I think previously I have done a poor job of being self-aware about some aspects, and I think that as we're growing through and with people, and I think growth is not only in regular relationships, it's in work relationships and all of that, all of those different areas,
which are regular relationships.
which are I mean romantic relationships. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Platonic relationships.
not
you're
romantic
saying.
romantic relationships.
So you
And
working on your platonic relationships and being
but
more
I think
self-aware.
the best way to work on the growth of all of those is to be self-aware and enough to understand that I got to make these changes.
So it starts with self-awareness.
It starts with the self-awareness, whether you get it yourself or whether somebody points it out to you and you come to the realization that this is okay. I gotta grow for these different things, for these relationships to grow, for me to grow with these relationships. And I think sometimes people, and in the past I've done a poor job of understanding my self-awareness in certain areas of my life to be able to make that growth, to grow with the other parts, aspects of the relationships that I'm dealing with as a whole.
Okay.
So,
well, what causes a person to have a lack of self-awareness?
being okay with your actions. Well, not being okay with your actions, but being okay with the person that you are and having a certain stubbornness about changing.
Because there hasn't been any bad consequences that you've cared about, that, opportunities that you may have lost. Not just you.
I wouldn't say
I'm not
that.
talking
I wouldn't
about you.
say.
I'm just
for
talking
some
about in
people,
general.
yeah. For some people,
like
yeah.
a lot of people don't feel like, because the most common thing I hear is, if it's not broke, why fix it?
Oh,
Like,
that's a very good reason to fix it.
Like, it's not broke. Like, I'm not. Like,
If it's
I'm not
is it yielding the
I'm not bad off. I don't feel bad.
But is it
Nobody's-
yielding the results of happiness? Because if you're not happy, which is the ultimate goal,
But some people feel like they're,
And that's
happy in their mess.
No, but I'm gonna say that through some reflection, I realized I've not truly been happy.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
just
know.
you kind of just existing and moving through. Like you're not truly happy. There are points in your life that there are things that happen that make you happy for a time. I was reading an article that had to do with what we were talking about today, and they were saying that that people that dislike like their job. The example was work. The people that dislike work enjoy the weekend. And why do they enjoy the weekend so much? It's because they get these bursts of happiness on the weekend that don't sustain themselves, because Monday they go back to work, which is a place where they have not found happiness. So it's not happiness across. They said happiness should come from across all stages of your life, so that there aren't these. They were like, that's why people drink and take drugs and all of that after work, or because they're looking for these bursts of happiness or escapes from the drum of work. Where if they found the happiness through the things at work
That they do.
throughout the week, it just becomes one long sustainable time of happiness, and there's not these bursts of wanting to get burst of joys that die when it's done.
On Sunday.
It's like an energy shot, taking a Red Bull. I'm gonna be good for about an hour, but I crash right after that. So they were like, you have to find it across all mediums of life, and the only way to do that is to grow as self-awareness to be able to grow as an individual.
Okay.
so y'all really believe you can be happy in all aspects?
I think that
don't.
you can find. I think that you can. I think that you can. I think that you can find yourself in a space where you're happy.
Well, not all the time. I'll say that.
Well, nothing is 100%. You're not gonna walk into your job every day and be like, "Man, I love it here."
Why couldn't you?
Some people do.
Because there's.
If you're doing what you
sometimes-
love to do,
If you're doing what you
Yeah.
love to do, I think this is
But
the
even
first.
everybody has bad days too.
I will say this. This is the first time that I think I've always loved my job, but this is the first time I've actually gotten everything I've asked for in a position.
Okay.
And so that does make the work-life balance a lot easier to be happy in.
Okay.
because I know when I go to work, like how could I find something unhappy about what a situation that I've kind of found myself in and kind of work towards, and I finally have everything that I've kind of wanted in a job.
And that makes sense.
And
too.
I think, but for those people who don't have that, I think you just kind of got to find that happy median in there, or else you end up wanting these bursts of joy and going to the club 5 days a week to find the happiness. I'm going to happy hour. That's another thing they say. People go to happy hour right after work because work has been this dreadful place, and now they're looking for now they're looking for that burst of happiness, but it has to be quick because it's back to work the next day.
Yeah,
and back to where they feel a negative space, so to speak.
But that's what you do, like CL said, you do have to find something to do that you do love and you do enjoy and has you in a good mental state. Like I can say, like, I do love my job.
You do?
Yeah.
But you said you couldn't be happy in all aspects. Or you agree that you could be happy.
No, I told you can't always.
Okay, why you can't always be happy?
Because you're going to have bad days. I have bad days at work. Some days I don't.
But it seems like
I don't feel like being there. But it's just like.
Is that a bad day?
I feel like it's bad. Some days I don't want to be a mom.
But is that a bad day?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you chalk that up to more being human than bad? It's perfectly all right to not want to do something. I don't care what it is, whether it's being a mother or putting on shoes today.
Sometimes you don't want to get dressed.
Yeah, you don't want to
lay in the bed. But it doesn't make the day bad either.
But what makes that bad instead of just being a human being?
Yeah, you're right. So, yeah.
Or we label it bad?
Yeah, we do label it bad because I label that a bad day.
That's not necessarily a bad day. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered by people. Whether those people you had them or not. You just don't want to be bothered by people.
If I don't feel like being bothered with work,
yeah.
I'm not gonna meet my quota. Because I know I'm not gonna sit at my computer like I'm supposed to. I know I'm not going to like if I don't feel like taking my child all the way around the world, I'm gonna call somebody to see if they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I look at it as a bad day. Like today is just a bad day.
I don't know. I think that's mislabeled. And then sometimes, even with children and people, you have to set healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
You should have told me this yesterday.
Oh, I'm already like that.
You shorted it.
I am not.
I
am not a last minute.
You could have told me that last night. Today, I'm not getting up 6 o'clock in the morning going to do this before you go to school. You just won't have it. And it's okay.
I let them know quickly. You will not plan my life.
Yeah, it's okay. So
I need to know schedules. I need to make them out. I cannot on a whim like, okay, it's 9 o'clock at night. I need these socks. Guess you're not gonna have them.
Okay. Can you live with that?
Yeah.
But you couldn't live with that in a relationship.
Ooh, yeah, right.
Yeah, because that is a relationship
dropping the callbacks today.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't. It don't.
But okay, put that to a relationship. So the the listeners can understand.
Let's just say if you're not feeling your best, you're not looking your best,
okay,
but you still have to serve this relationship.
Okay.
And now you're looking unrealistically because you're having a bad day. He's not meeting your standards. So you're not even taking consideration that he's had a bad day.
I do that.
Or a poor day or whatever y'all call it.
You can say that for someone else.
Yeah, not Nique particularly, but the other person. All you're doing is focusing on yourself. So therefore, you've already shortchanged this person you're in a relationship with because you're so overly focused on what happened with you.
Yeah, sometimes it comes off like that. I mean, it ends up like that.
So one thing I've become conscious of is not letting people steal your energy all day long and then giving your mate the worst of you in the evenings.
I believe that too, yeah.
Because, like...
And that's with everything, though.
Don't expend all your energy at work and then come give me some, like, nah, that's not going to fly.
That's not even just at work. Like, even out with your friends or family or anybody. And then you come and you give me, turn it right back around.
I need to go to sleep. No, you don't.
No, you don't. Stay up.
Yeah, you've been working with them all day. Yep. Stay up. Do what you need to do because you can't shortchange the other person just because.
And yeah, that's happened to me. Like, Oh, you tired?
Yeah.
But it take a 5-hour little shot when we go to the store and get you one.
Okay.
Because no.
Because I do think that's where when you don't separate the church state,
yeah,
you could have problems. Mm-hmm. And it's not my job to replenish you every day for strangers.
Yeah, that took it away from. That you allowed to take away from you.
Yes.
So yeah.
Because I agree.
If you're gonna fake it with them, fake it with me.
Yeah.
I want you to put your smile on your face when you come walking through this door. If you had to use all that energy and put a smile on your face to go into that job or to go out with your friends, do not come home and just be like, man, I don't feel like it.
Wow.
Maybe shouldn't that,
Get yourself
and then
together.
y'all talk that out.
She already told you.
No. What I mean by that is,
Ain't
like,
nothing to
if
talk
that's-
Talking about
if
You
that's-
just told him you're not going to do all that with them and then come here and give me nothing?
yeah,
That ain't happening.
You better fake it.
It ain't nothing to talk about.
You
But
better
what
fake it.
is what's the saying? The woman should be a man's piece.
You should have peace.
Shouldn't you be his piece?
I should. The only thing
That ain't what Future said.
The only thing that
Say, you be her piece. I'm trying to be her problem.
See, that's the thing. Don't bring me all your problems and you giving everybody peace, but expect to have peace from me.
Absolutely. And our mates sometimes suffer from
Yeah.
that because we do put that burden on them.
Yeah. So like, if I don't mind being that individual's peace, but you also have to bring some type of peace. I don't mind listening to your stories. You're venting to me. I don't mind being that space, that safe space for you. But also, I need to have those happy moments with you as well. It can't just
A lot
be,
more.
Yeah, a lot more of those
Yeah.
happy moments. It can't just be you're happy with these people, oh, I'm doing this for work, or I'm cutting this out for work, or this, that, and the other with my coworkers. And you come home to me, I freaking hate them.
Yeah.
Like, well, why are you going? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like, I got to hear so. Why are you there? Why are you there?
Because you would ask that.
Yeah. Why are you there? Even at a job, especially
Especially
because
at a
like
job.
you're qualified to do.
All these other jobs.
You're qualified to do the same job somewhere else.
You could.
Yeah, that's true.
So therefore, if you having all these issues at this job, I'm not gonna tell you to quit. Like just because bills still have to be paid. But let's start looking at other opportunities.
Yeah.
And if you're not looking at those other opportunities and you just want to complain, to me, I'm going to remove myself from the situation.
Sometimes we have to remove ourselves.
So and it's about that time,
about the
to
time
remove
we-
ourselves.
Yes.
Always a pleasure with you guys.
Thank you.
Always. Well, thank you all for listening. It's your girl, Nique Cruz.
CL Butler.
And your boy Yusuf, and we are out.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Relationship Status. Remember, you can catch us on relationshipstatuspodcast.com, iTunes, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, Nobody Grinds Like Us, and anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you would like to join the conversation or leave us a Dear Nique, email us at relstatepodcast@gmail.com or call us at 843-310-8637. Follow us on Facebook at Relationship Status Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter at RELSTAT Podcast. And don't forget to comment, share, 5-star rate, subscribe, and review.